If you're having trouble doing ollies whilst rolling, I want you to think about this. The first thing I think everyone gets wrong is that when you do an ollie stationary, a lot of your weight is over this back half of the board. The board's sort of rolling back and forth, so we can kind of sit with our weight here, and that's where we ollie from. So stationary, your weight's at this back half. The problem is as soon as you're rolling, that doesn't work. If I stand on that back half whilst I'm rolling, I'm constantly fighting that nose, wanting to lift up. So if you take a push, first thing you notice is that weight goes forward. It goes onto that front foot, which means when we ollie rolling, we need more weight over the front of that foot. So we sort of end up with that like 60-40 split of weight over the front to the back leg, but it also means our weight is more evenly distributed over the board. With that in mind, you then need to get comfortable rolling in that position and crouching in that position. So the first thing I want you to do is to roll with more weight on that front leg, sitting a bit further over. Get used to rolling. Get used to standing your board, crouching and standing up in that position, so that when you are rolling, you can have the board as stable as possible. The more stable the board is, the more consistent that pop's going to be. Once you're comfortable rolling with more weight on that front leg, we then want to focus on the pop, because again, it all comes down to the same thing. When we're stationary, we're back here, so it's kind of quite quick to transfer that weight onto the back foot, snap the foot, do the ollie. As soon as we're rolling, there's more weight on this front foot. It takes more effort to get that tail snap. So we want to be conscious of that when we try the ollie, that when we pop, transfer the weight into that back foot as you kick off, and think about that good solid snap. So that push up through the legs, weight on the front to start, and then drive up through that back leg, driving the front knee up. If you've got those two going, you're almost there. The next biggest mistake is shoulders. Once we're rolling, if those arms, shoulders start moving, that board turns more, the pop's off, the landing's off, it all becomes harder. So the next thing to do is to focus on keeping whatever alignment you have going into the ollie, keep it throughout. So if you're super flat, super parallel with your board, keep that alignment. If you're more front on, you've got your shoulders open a bit, keep that alignment. If you face backwards, it's the same thing. But the point is, it's not that there's an optimal position, it's that whatever you start in, you've got to finish it. So just keep those shoulders and arms in the same line that they start in. The final thing I want you to do is when you do start trying it rolling, roll slowly. You don't have to be rolling really fast straight away. Start with a tiny push so you're barely rolling, and then build it up. Don't go from stationary to suddenly rolling really fast. That's why it's hard. Start slow, more weight on that front leg, drive it through to get that pop, keep the shoulders aligned, and just start super slow. Hope that helps.